Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 8 viewer submitted levels, so in this longer part, I will be covering at least 9 more viewer submitted levels. The reason behind this is because the next part is the 100 episode milestone. So, after this part is released, I will be taking a short break from this LP series in order to prepare for that, as well as some future plans afterwards. So with that out of the way, let's begin this level. Dr. Mily Castle Tree by Jethawk74. 7 plays and a score of 1. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below, or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer to this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level was covered in one of these parts, expand the description. So it's going to be at least 40 or 50 screens long. I believe this is the final stage in the Dr. Mily series of stages, although there may be one more left. We'll have to take a look. There's a free tank over there which I really want, so I'll get it. After all, I don't know how difficult the Napalm Man encounter is going to be. Okay, somehow I despawned that octopus battery there. I'm not sure how. Can't despawn that one though. Okay, the team of the stage seems to be Tackle Fires, a lot of Heat Element enemies, as well as Sniper Joes. I guess this is going to be a spike falling segment, judging by all the spikes on the top. Okay, I get the feeling that the left one allows you to gain access to another ability, or some extra goodies, so I'll just fall down here, and keep spawning this. After all, it's one of the most difficult ones, I think. And I got something. I probably got an extra life or something. But then again, if we want to make that route a bit easier, we can always just use a Skull Barrier. I like that he gave us the option of doing so. Also, good checkpoint placement, putting one before the Spike Corridor, and then one after. Good fortress design. And I guess following this door is the mini-boss encounter, an X symbol, and the down symbol, and the smiley face. Okay, we're forced to use special weapons here, nothing too much of a problem. We need to use a combination of Skull Bearer and Mega Buster in order to proceed onwards. Good to know. Thank you for the telegraph there. Like here, for example. We should be a little bit careful not to despawn the Skull Bearer as well, otherwise we'll run face first into these spike pits. I'm playing really cautiously here because I don't want to repeat the segment and by dying. The most scary part of the segments are of course all the lyrics coming near me. That was a little bit of a hair-raising segment, but at the very least there was a checkpoint here. Checkpoint placement of this stage is on the good side. A little bit more on the frequent side, but I don't mind it. What's your weakness then? Well, might as well. Damage boosted over there, didn't intend to do that. Might as well, it's the faster route. I was worried there was going to be spikes there, but no. And there may have been an alternate route, but I didn't see it. Well, there wasn't, I mean. Whole bunch of junk blocks. No ceiling, thankfully. A lot of brain breaks. I'm willing to loop back around, though. Well, I have all the special weapons I need, and this is a fortress level, so I won't be complaining of the forced weapon usage. I am running a bit low on several special weapon energy, so I should be conserving it. After all, I don't know what Napalm Man's weakness is. And is that actually a pit? Yes, it is. I wasn't sure until I saw the rest. Oh good, we also have the flying shells. And now those enemies. Well, that wasn't too bad as long as I keep them in place. Yeah, that's a creative way of fighting them. Oh no, that's not how I wanted to do it. Whoops. Especially because it respawns. So far this stage has been going pretty well. No deaths yet. Even though it's on the longer side. Time to fight Napalm Man. That seems to work pretty well. Of course I'm out of that. Okay, it's the Firestorm. So that was the end of Dr. Mily Castle Tree. I'm not sure if there's a 4 or not, I'll have to double check my notes. But following the Dr. Mily stages are the Dr. Sechil stages. And I liked it. Pretty distinctive category. But I like the Green Castle of Dr. Mily Castle 2 more. Still, both of these are better than Dr. Mily Castle 1, that's for sure. At least in my opinion. It's an above par stage, decent. Second on the lineup is Dr. Wily Stage 3 Electric Trap by TimmyJim453, 11 plays and a score of 0. Also, there's a typo with stage here. Just wanted to point that out. Hardman is the boss. We also have a fortress team. Okay, that was just a secret E-Tank. Only Mega Buster, of course. Would have liked Rush Coil. And judging by the name, we're gonna have a yellow background, as well as all these elect traps. And there's me damage boosting through everything. I should be being a lot more patient here. After all these challenges are easily dodgeable as long as you're patient. Oh goody, these enemies, whatever these eye enemies are called. Good checkpoint placement. I always point out good checkpoint placement as well as good challenge progression because a lot of stages get them wrong. And there are some of the fundamentals for fun and good Mega Man design. Or good design in general for platformers and games. Previous stage had pretty good level design, I'd say. Or at least decent. And none of the stages were too hard, they were on the average to above average in terms of Mega Man difficulty. In terms of fortresses, that is. Like I said, as long as you pay attention and are patient, you shouldn't really take much damage. This stage is definitely much easier than the previous level. Playing it a bit risky here, especially with that jumping segment. By the way, because I have no utilities, if I fall down that pit, it's instant death. There's no way of escaping that. Well, I guess that's the end of this level. I will restart a checkpoint mainly because I don't think I'll be able to survive the boss fight. I'm not sure. That's why. It's a bit of a more unique setup with Hardman. He can't do his screen shake attack either, so that's gonna make it a little bit different. Plus I have a spare E-tank, so I might as well use it. Oh yeah, actually he can do that stun attack. So that was the end of Dr. Wily's Stage 3 Electric Trap. It did focus well on its electric gimmicks, the electric beams. I would have also liked the electric gabules from Sparkman's level, but they aren't present in this engine. Even though I didn't like this stage as much as the previous one, it's, I'd say, a par level, or 4.5 or 5 out of 10 if I were to rate it. Third on the lineup is The Great Chase Part 4, Out of the Pan Into the Fire by Buster, 34 plays and a score of 0. A continuation from Part 3. I asked Buster about Part 1 and Part 2, which they didn't submit, and from what they told me, they said to only cover it if I really want context. From what they implied, it's not a good level. And judging by the ratings, it isn't a good level either. So we're probably going to have another special weapons oriented level. And this is the point where I'm probably going to have a few deaths that I have to edit out. Okay, that's where we left off the level, and now it's blocked off by all the debris. And we still have the top spin, charge kick, and windstorm. I just wonder if this is going to be more difficult than the previous stage. If this is a continuation of the series, probably. Yeah, it certainly is a little bit more difficult now because it's expecting you to understand how to use the charge kick right now. At least it's reintroducing us to stuff like the top spin. Like here, we're forced to utilize the top spin in order to make it across this spike gap. Or of course, I could have just quick weapon switched over to the charge kick, but I didn't want to risk it. Here's another segment where we need to use a top spin. Will I be able to get high enough though? That's the question. Okay. That was a close one there. I wasn't sure if the air jump was going to activate properly. Because this is a challenge level or a special weapons oriented level, I'm going to restart each checkpoint just to fill up my weapon tanks, as well as get a full life refill. Better safe than sorry. But I'm really thankful that Buster placed all of these large weapon capsules to make sure we don't run out of any weapon energy. They did the same thing in the previous stage. Now we need to use the charge kick. Before that was a top spin segment, now it's the charge kick segment, teaching us how to do the air slide as well as air jump. Like there, you're forced to do it. A little bit hair-raising, but you can do it. Oops. Gradually upping the challenge while still teaching players. Good to know. This will probably take a few attempts because there is a bit of lag over there, or a bit of a stutter there that throws off the air jumping. Like I keep pressing A there, but it doesn't activate. I'm not sure why. I keep pressing A, but of course, this is Mega Man Maker. There we go. That took about 5 attempts, and it's probably going to result in my death sooner rather than later, knowing this type of stage. Okay, what happened there? I was still standing on the platform and yet I fell right through. That's definitely an engine issue, that's not intended. That was a scary segment, especially near the end where my air jumping failed. That's why I kept those 2 hotheads alive. Because I knew or had a suspicion that Mega Man Maker would let me down there. So we're gradually upping the ante with the air jumping. Soon we're gonna have a segment with the Wind Tornado. Which I will do right over here because it's easier to get up that way. And there's probably a goodie up there which I missed. Okay, apparently not. I rather damage boost over there for safety. Let's see. Another topspin segment. Okay, so that was a windstorm segment, because there's nothing else to do over there, unless you damage boost. I would have liked 1 or 2 more checkpoints beforehand, because boy, those segments were rather tense. I damage boosted more than I usually would there because I really didn't want to die. It's more difficult than the previous level, I'd say. Especially because you have to switch between the top spin and charge kick and the wind tornado quickly. Oh, wait a minute, was I just supposed to use a top spin and charge kick in the previous segment? And this is actually the wind tornado segment? Well, I hope not. I guess we're climbing up this tower, or this ship or something. So we're first introducing the wind tornado in safe environments and now more dangerous ones. I know there's a ladder there, but I'm a bit suspicious. I knew a challenge like that would appear. Well, it already did appear, technically. Now in reverse. I'm always more worried about how the wind tornado works, because sometimes the bouncing doesn't work as intended. At last the stage is over. Never mind, it isn't over. Crystal Joe is not helping matters. There we go, it's dead. That was a close one there. I'm not sure if I like this room type. Well, at least I learned that the gachapons fire 3 times before switching back to their overhead firing. But boy, this room was rather crowded. Please be a checkpoint here. Thank you. Hopefully the stage is ending soon. This was certainly a thing. Well, it wasn't bad, it's just a challenge level, that's what I'm saying. How many alternate routes are there actually? It seems that this stage has a bunch of them. But I guess if you stay on the top route, you get the more difficult set of challenges. Or apparently this was actually just a bottomless pit to catch you. Okay. The previous one was probably a similar situation. And now I know. Well, I meant to switch over to the other one, but I goofed a bit. That's why there's something there to catch you. Now we need to use our air jumping properties. Let's go into this teleporter and... wait a minute. Well, I thought there was a secret to the left. Okay, fires 3 times overhead. And 5 times there for whatever reason. Is this the end of the stage? It is getting a bit prolonged. At the very least, it's well utilizing its wind, tornado, and charge kick gimmicks. Not as much as topspin though. Then again, we had enough of topspin anyway. We keep going downwards. I guess we're being dropped out of this cargo ship or something. Now I see we're in the mountains. Now we're in the caverns. Okay, the stage still goes on onwards. I really wish we could fight a boss soon, because this stage is a little bit overstaying its welcome for me. I'm really hoping this is the correct direction. After all, I got a free E-tank. Nothing above there. I'm taking it slow and steady just to avoid any bottomless pits. Okay, there's something down over here. Good. Like I said, I'm not sure. Okay, so we need to go up there. Good. It isn't a boundary. This stage is certainly on the big side near the end. Please be the end. This stage is fun and all in the last part of the stage, unlike the Part 3 version of the stage. Part 4 actually combines usage of the top spin, charge kick, and wind tornado in the last segment, which I do appreciate, but boy does it get a bit long. It feels longer than the previous stage. Okay, now we fight Metal Man with all of these cohorts, as well as the force beams at the bottom. And I see the boss corridor to the right, leading up to Part 5. Let me guess, his weakness is of course also gonna be something like the charge kick or top spin. So I'll just stand right over here and just pelt him with charged shots. It's a lot safer. Especially if that happens. I don't think Buster intended that, but the Yoga Block worked in my favor and shunted Metal Man into the abyss. Well, good to know. I like this level. I like how it utilizes the special weapons. I like how it ups the ante in comparison to the previous stage, while still giving short tutorials for all the 3 special weapons utilized. But boy, did it feel like it went for about 25 to 30% longer than what it should have. After all, there is a part 5, so maybe split off the last 32% of the level into another one. Fourth on the lineup is Contra Stage 3 Recreated by MeeM, 37 plays and a score of 16. So this is going to be a recreation of I think the waterfall stage, and I was right. And of course we have the metal blade because we have 8 directional shooting. Makes sense. Seems a bit accurate, but thankfully we can scroll back down so we won't die over a constantly advancing bottomless pit, or die by falling off screen, like what could happen in Contra. And we don't have as many enemies as we did before, and the environment is a lot more yellowish instead of green, of course. And of course, unlike Contra, we actually have a health bar. Okay, so that's where it was. And now we fight this boss, which we have his weakness, of course. To make this a lot easier, or of course we could just use the metal blade, but I'd rather just use the missile launcher. Not to mention it was Bubble Man outside of water, so it was super easy. So I guess that was this recreation, a rather short one. If there was more gimmicks or enemies put in there, I'd give it a thumbs up, but right now it just feels bland and super easy. Fifth level on the lineup is Concernfroge by QC Shallot Muscles, 12 plays and a score of 2. I probably butchered the name of this level, and I'm not sure what it's going to be about. Hardman's the boss. Well, it seems that we're going to have the damage boost here. I can't get by those 2 blocks of spikes. So I guess it's going to be a level focused on damage boosting. Thank you for the checkpoint there. Okay, I need to get that potent down over here, or at least the head, so I can damage boost through the spikes. That's a clever gimmick, damage boosting in special weapons. I'll give QC Shallot Muscles that. And I need to do a quick switch over there, so I don't accidentally destroy the Poton. Now damage boost. Here's something I didn't know about until about a few days ago. While sliding with the leaf shield on, if you press the up button, you can actually throw the leaf shield upwards, or downwards, or left or right. I didn't know this until yesterday, so that's helpful. Okay, I need to reach that rolling cutter block on the top right, destroy it, and then use it in order to destroy the Mega Buster block there. But what I need to do is, once I actually destroy that block, I need to quick weapon switch to another weapon so I don't accidentally destroy the blocks holding back the red force beams. Like such. Easy peasy. Same thing here, of course. Just gotta be quick not to destroy those blocks holding back the red force beams, though. Okay, now I need to freeze that in place so I can bounce off the Gemini laser off of it to get the potent up. And that's not how you do it. Oops. But I need to be fast enough with my weapon switching though. There we go. Now damage boost true. A pretty neat special weapons puzzle level. How do I get through this? I can't bounce the needle cannon down through here, so... Well, maybe the key lies behind killing off the Sniper Joe with the needle cannon. Also, what does that symbol on the left mean with the Mega Man head with the force beams around it? Oh, apparently when the needle cannon pieces or needles fall down from the enemy, either when they're destroyed or when they run out of time, they can actually damage blocks. I didn't know that until today. Well, you learned something new about Mega Maker today. I don't think that's how I intended to do that. This is how you're intended to do that. I really want to have item 3 with me just in case there's a challenge that requires me to have it. Oh, okay, I can't do it that way because I need to have full health to get through this health gate check. At the very least, there are 2 large weapon capsules at every one of these checkpoints, so that's good. Okay, so that's also what the Mega Man head surrounded by 2 green force beam symbol means. There's a health gate check nearby. Use item 3 over here to get it down. And now cross the gap somehow. Or fail to because something happened. There we go. Now hold still here and I'll make it through. Barely though. Okay, I'm gonna do it one by one so it's a bit safer. And now use item 3 to bounce over to the right, and then get the other one. Now use item 3 to cross back the bed of spikes, and there I made it. Easy, as long as you understand what's going on. Now we need to freeze that in place so I can actually get the explosion working. As such, then switch over here to Crash Bomber, and blow up that block. It seems in terms of challenge progression, this stage is a little bit wonky because some of the special weapon challenges are more difficult than the other ones. Like the previous challenge with item 1 was more difficult than this challenge with the Crash Bomber. It seems that every room has its own set of challenges focusing on a certain special weapon as well. Like this one's gonna focus on the hard knuckle. I remember this challenge, I remember it from stand-up comedy by Snorrun Pyro, which I played back in part 50. There we go. How am I supposed to get across here? I see a double health gate check and... oh, apparently the magnet beams can actually block crushers. How are you supposed to get through that, actually? It seems that I don't have enough health to survive that. Let me try it again. Once you understand each of these challenges, they're pretty easy to get through, though you need to understand each of the characteristics of each of the special weapons in order to pass by them correctly. Like, do I need to damage boost to this teleporter? Or is it something else? Okay, just hold still there and I'll be fine. It was that simple. I guess we're fighting Hardman now. And his weakness is gonna be the Firestorm or something. Oh. Okay, I see why. Yeah, it is, but I need to do a quick weapon switch in order to survive, so I don't accidentally destroy the ground beneath me. Whoops, I wanted to quick weapon switch there, but it didn't activate fast enough. Still, that's a neat way of having risk versus reward. You can defeat Hardman much quicker using the Firestorm, but there's a much higher chance for you to kill yourself by destroying the junk blocks beneath you. Not what I intended to do there, but the lag kind of caused some issues. That's the only time the button inputs didn't work properly. I'm really thankful it's not affecting the status too much, outside of the Great Chase, unfortunately. Of course I could also do this buster only, but I want to try doing this more risky route. Oh, of course he was also immune against the Mega Buster. Wonderful. So I'm forced to do that. Nonetheless, that was the end of Concernfroge. I don't know what it means in English, but it was a neat set of special weapon rooms slash puzzle stages. I will give it a thumbs up. Definitely my favorite level to part so far. Good work, Shallot Muscles. Sixth on the lineup is Shooty Island Part 1 by ThatValvePersonMabrick with 9 plays and a score of 4. They also submitted to me Part 2 and Part 3, but I'll cover those probably in Part 101. Most of the levels I'll cover in these parts will be by different authors. I want to spread the variety here. Spread the love. For a second there I thought there would be a secret, but I guess here we're embarking on the island. And at the very least we have access to the crash bomb to make things a bit easier. Well, I guess the only way to go on from here is down. And that pathway was just for an E-tank and an M-tank. There's probably a goodie on the left, but I'll avoid it. I really don't want to die here. And those fan fiends make these segments a bit scary. Okay then. Apparently this stage has a lot of different routes. That's for sure. I would like to get back up there and... Okay, it's one way. Never mind. I'm just waiting for the camera to unscroll from the boundaries. And I want to be careful not to get pulled into spikes by those fan fiends. Oh, and I got ambushed by that fan fiend. The fan fiends are the most dangerous enemies at this level, that's for sure. Especially due to their positioning, like near spikes. Let me take the bottom route this time and see if there's any extra goodies. I'm just waiting and expecting several surprise fan fiends. Oh, apparently this wasn't actually an optional route. And by taking this route you get access to the ring boomerang, which I guess is this stage's boss's weakness. Fine with me. We go through a more challenging area in order to get some extra goodies. After all, this rewards pro play. And it makes mincemeat out of the fan fiends as well. Well, that was a neat level. The challenge progression was pretty nice after all. I would say it was a bit better and smoother compared to the previous level. I'd say this was an overall pretty good traditional level. And if you're more skilled enough and wanted to use a crash bomb, you could access some secrets to get an E tank, an M tank, as well as Crashman's weakness. So I will give it a thumbs up, and I'll look forward to playing part 2 and part 3 in future parts. 7th on the lineup is an ordinary level by Brickman with 114 plays and a score of 46. Although the ordinary part is quote-unquote, because with the submission text, it got a bit freaky near the end. But let's see how crazy this stage gets. Okay, Mega Man 2 abilities, so only jumping and shooting. Only Mega Buster unless we have weapon capsules. So far so good. We started in the mountain, now we're back over here. Except there are no enemies now, and... We're repeating this segment a few times it seems, now with some differences. And now we have some tombstones, 3 of them. Okay then. And now there's no background. Thankfully this is Mega Man Maker, so we can't get jump scared by random sounds or whatever else. Only really by spikes or enemies. Now we have Heatman's background. With the 3 tombstones. And now we have this Metroid, an alien. I'm not sure what this is. And now we have an invisible floor. And someone running to the right. I see the subtle spikes there. And that was me not paying attention, me falling into a crocodile. Well, I was kind of expecting that to happen eventually. Okay, it is telegraphed by the spikes over there on the top, so I can pay attention to it. And these are holes, not spikes. Okay, this is neat. Whenever there's those white sheens, it's safe to stand on for the most part. You still gotta be a bit careful with your positioning, though. Because there's probably a whole bunch of those holes. Oh. Okay then. That wasn't too bad. I was expecting something worse to happen. I'm just gonna stand over here until the Yoko Box spawn. Nah, let's go down. Oops. Well, I've followed the wrong enemy. Well, I wasn't expecting to play a horror team level through this part, but, well, might as well. It certainly changes up the pacing. And I haven't really played a horror team level for quite a long time now. Just stand over there so you don't get insta-gibbed by everything. Hold left here. That way you can survive the teleporter trip. And now we're going through a series of Galaxy Man teleporters with spikes, more and more spikes, more, and we're out. And now we're in this even bigger monster with all these red force beams. Hopefully left was the correct route. Okay then, so that was the end of the level. Thank you for the skull, I see. This was a pretty creative horror level. In terms of level design, it was super simple, but how it utilized its visuals, slowly going from a normal environment to a more and more dangerous environment, what with the introduction of the tombstones, as well as the background disappearing and everything becoming pitch black, and there being a lot of spikes, monster figures, skeletons. It was quite interesting, very out of the ordinary. 8 on the lineup is Attack of the Spiky Conveyor Fan by Fantomp, with 9 plays and a score of 1. From what Fantomp said, this is their first ever Kaizo level, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to complete this. And there's me not paying attention, the first of many deaths. Thank you for the checkpoints. Oh no. That's gonna cause a lot of problems because I can't damage boost. And doing tap jumps everywhere... yeah. Oh no, do I have to jump over it? Do I have sliding? Yeah, actually I do have sliding. I should have taught that earlier. Oops. Wait a minute. What's going on? I need to slide over there. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'll be able to complete this properly. If not, I'll just use the level editor to see what's down over there. To be fair, at least no controller inputs are being dropped, which was a usual problem in some of the previous stages. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make it. I'll just use the level editor and figure out what's down over there. Okay then, the stage doesn't actually end once you go down this boss door. It only leads up to the next checkpoint. If there's another saving grace at this level, it's the fact there's frequent checkpoint placement around every corridor, actually after every set of challenges, so I do appreciate that. After that segment, we have this segment where we need to climb up all the way here, and then jump over here. A really difficult level, but as I said, it's not for me. 9th on the lineup is Destroy Wily Lunar Base by Gokuless, 17 plays and a score of 2. I think they meant to say Destroy Wily's Lunar Base. Let's hope that's much easier than the previous level. Then again, the previous level was a Kaizo level, so I should have expected it. Hopefully this will be a traditional or fortress level. Okay, it's probably gonna be a fortress level. Or a traditional level with a lot of special weapons added. Good, we have the Mega Man 5 charge shot, as well as the sliding. That's a little bit of a wide jump over there. I probably should have just utilized item 1 or something to increase my jumping distance. After all, I have all those abilities. Or charge kick, that works too. Might as well use the atomic fire as a makeshift shield, it works pretty well. Outside of one segment, the rest of the stage is actually not that difficult. It's just that one jump that was a bit problematic to do. Okay, so that was actually a bottomless pit. Well, that's one way of using the skull barriers or whatever these are called in order to block us from directly killing off the hot dog. So I'll give it that, Gokuless. Okay then. Oh, it's item 1. Should have figured. Okay, not item 1. It's actually all these foot holders. It just spawned off screen a bit. There we go, now I can insta-kill all these enemies. That's why I wanted to hold it out like that. Yeah, I'm not taking any chances there. I could potentially make it by doing a slide jump off the conveyor belts, but I didn't want to risk it. Good checkpoint placement. That was my fault for not paying attention to what I was doing. At the very least, challenge progression outside that one jump at the beginning of the stage, it's fine. That was my fault as well. I was hoping it would stay destroyed or wouldn't pop up, but of course it did. So instead, I'm just gonna use a special weapon in order to make it a bit easier. There we go. Yeah, that hot dog is unfortunately placed, but at the very least it's a little bit challenging to get in the safe spot, so I will give it that. Okay, Yoku Block challenge now. And of course I'd end up dying and falling into an invisible bed of spikes because of those beaks, or rather screw bombers. Boy, the screw bombers are the most difficult enemy of this stage, mainly due to their positioning. Well, I could have just used a Thunder Beam now that I think about it. You're kind of forced to use special weapons there, like the Charge Kick. Oh, wait a minute, we have a secret pathway here. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I want to see what's behind these series of cut doors. Ah, free checkpoint. Not to mention a free M-Tank. Plus, I probably skipped the challenge to the left. Yep, I did. Good. Let's see here, Air Shooter should do the trick. And that should be the end of the stage. Oh, okay, never mind, we're just one part left, I guess. The first turret of the level took place outside the Lunar colony, then the second turret was in the base itself, and the third one is in the deep core of the base. I do see a set of ladders up there, so I'm curious. Time to use item 1, of course. And for doing this, we get a free E-Tank. I'm really thankful that Gokuless has these more skilled areas you can access if you're a more skilled player. After all, if you're able to access them, you get some... And the last time you got a free checkpoint, as well as an M-Tank, and now here we get an E-Tank. And here's the end of the level. Thank you for the full weapon refill. Really appreciate that. And now, time to fight the boss. Okay, never mind, the stage isn't over yet. Overall, I would say this is a pretty good fortress level. I say fortress level because there are a few points where you're forced to utilize special weapons like the charge kick in order to make it across. Now this segment has a lot of these count bombs, as well as this Tama, forcing you to go quickly. Okay, so this is more difficult as well, unless of course you use something like the Crash Bomber. That way you can easily just destroy all the Skull Mets, and use this to blow up the hot dog. At last, I guess we're at the end of the level. We've had already one or two of these corridors, so I'm not sure. And now we jumped out of Wily's lunar base, and now we're falling onto the moon's surface, I guess. I'm gonna do a quick reset at the checkpoint just to be safe. Because we're probably gonna fight a boss here, and I was right. Okay, flanked by two mini bosses, a dog and a cat. Air shooter time. That's one down. That's two down. Okay, what is its weakness though? Nope. No. Okay, it's Crash Bomb. So that was the end of Destroy Wily's lunar base. I like the challenge progression of this stage. First quarter of the stage took place on the outside of the colony, then the second quarter inside, the third of it taking place in the deeper portions, and the final quarter where we try escaping and end up on the lunar base itself, or rather the moon's surface. Overall a pretty solid fortress level, although there was just one hiccup with that one jump near the beginning. The lineup is Mega Man 2 Into the Cave by Dolphin, with 17 plays and a score of 5. Judging by the title, I guess it'll be a traditional level done in the vein of Mega Man 2, Woodman being the boss. So we have the tiles from Time Man's stage, as well as the Mega Man 2 Wily fortresses, I think. At least I think it is based off the columns. So down we go. Apparently we have some trees in this cave. And of course we have these robots. Also, we have the Mega Man tree ability set, so we have the ability to slide. We also have the Crabots. Apparently, we also have a key door. And we have multiple routes to go through. Well, okay then, I wasn't expecting a non-linear level. It seems to be non-linear based off all the pathways I'm overlooking, or going past. Thanks for the checkpoint. Well, that's a neat usage of the conveyor belts down over there. Just going through this level, activating each of the count bombs. Still, this is a neat usage of the count bombs as well as the conveyor belts, where the count bombs are acting like shields for the enemies. Well, okay then, I didn't expect to get more special weaponry. I was hoping for a key. Okay, so Dolphin is teaching us how to utilize the air shooter here. And there's the key. And I spy a metal blade block over there. So I guess I need to go up there. And yes I do, because there's a key door over here too. At the very least I can now one-shot all of those crabbots. Oh goody, fan fiends. I already remember how much of a difficulty they posed back in Attack of the Spiky Conveyor Belt. I was half expecting there to be a troll fan fiend on the left. Then again, it's Dolphin, so I should not have expected that. That's my fault for not paying attention. Still, the level design is pretty neat. It's a bit non-linear, but when you think about it, it's a bit more linear because you're forced to figure out which route to go through or get each of the special weapons on each of the nooks. And I'm almost dead. Would really like a life refill soon. At the very least, the air shooter makes several of these challenges a lot easier to go through. But what I would like the most is of course a life refill. And there's me getting telefragged by the Gear Knight because I wasn't paying attention. Oh well, at least the checkpoint was very nearby. And there's the first large life capsule, of course. When I don't need it. Still, like I said, it's already close to the checkpoint, so it isn't that bad. Just need to pay more attention this time. Like so. And there's a metal blade. And here's another checkpoint. So back down we go, deeper into this cave system. This time we climb down this ladder. Wait a minute, I saw there was a door over there and I see there's more to the stage to the left. I'm curious. Is there going to be another key door on the left? Or a key? Let me take a look over there because I'm rather suspicious. Maybe that's an optional area? Because I see there's a boss door on the right and it seems a lot like a point of no return. So I want to check out this area first. And I was right, we do get some extra stuff over here. And I want to go back down over there because probably one of those is the boss's weakness. Knowing my luck, it's the crash bomb. So it was well worth my time to go down over here in this nook and cranny. Rewarding more players for exploration. I always approve of that. And a spare key for some reason. We have one choice. I'll probably take the perfect freeze. I'm hoping this is the correct choice. And I'm assuming there's a boss fight at the end of this corridor. Yeah, Woodman. No, but that doesn't seem to be the correct choice. His weakness is then probably the atomic fire. Yep, it's the atomic fire just like before. So that was the end of Into the Cave. A pretty neat traditional level with some non-linearity, especially near the end where you can get the atomic fire and crash bomb. Still, I'd say it's about a par 5.5 or 5 out of 10 if I were to give a numerical score. It's enjoyable, not that difficult. 11th on the lineup is Inferno Fortress by StupidStudiosN, with 18 plays and a score of 3. Boy, it's been a lot of parts since I last played a level by StupidStudiosN, or StupidStudiosN. I remember playing one of their levels way back in part 4 or 5 or something like that number. So let's see how they improved over several months. Then again, it's quite appropriate considering this is part 99, and we're approaching the part 100 milestone. Whole bunch of special weapons, as well as magnet missile. Also, we have the Mega Man 4 charge shot. Just need to keep running over here. So far, so good. I wonder if this is going to be a traditional level or a fortress level. I do like the rolling waves of those fire bars. Pretty neat. I was half expecting there to be some force beam generators, but no, just fire bars. A little bit of a close jump there. I probably should have waited a bit. Still, that last hit was my fault, not the game creator's fault. Okay, that's a neat encounter as well. Of course, I positioned myself badly. Oops. That's how we're supposed to do it. Whoa, that was really close there. I didn't expect that to happen. That was a close one too. At the very least, checkpoint placement is fine. Like I mentioned earlier, I really like the rolling flames of fire bars. Alternate pathways, it seems. I want to see what's down over here. Okay, we need to freeze these in place in order to make it across the sliding gap. And there's a normal route up there, which I will take right now just to show off more of the stage. By taking the lower route, you can get a free E-tank. Still, with all of the stage's difficulty, the firework gimmick as well as the hotheads are introduced in safe environments, and the challenges are slowly getting harder and harder. So it's definitely a traditional level. And if you use the Eye Slasher, you can make the stage a lot easier, as well as take that alternate pathway where you can get an extra goodie in the form of that E-tank. Really, the name of the game of this level is to pay attention and take it slow. Almost cleared that jump, and I guess this is the end of the level, if this is following traditional Mega Man design, being about 25 screens long in length. It seems to be after all. We only had one checkpoint at the midpoint of the level. And the boss is of course Napalm Man. His weakness seems to be the Hyper Bomb. So that was the end of Inferno Fortress, a pretty neat fire team level. Like I mentioned, I like the firebar waves, as well as how they're used to protect the hotheads, so I will give it a thumbs up. 12th and final level of the part is Water Tower version 6 by MAGMAX, 7 plays and a score of 1. So the 6th version of MAGMAX's oil sliding levels, where we enter a tower filled with water. Let's see how this version compares with the rest. As each incremental version improves upon the previous one, it feels more fully featured. Okay, now we have this segment, where I instantly died because I wasn't paying attention and didn't land on the green footholder. Not a good start, but at least it isn't that bad. Still, it's gradually getting more and more difficult, so if you want to play the Water Tower series of levels, I suggest doing them from version 1 and upwards because each of them gets progressively more and more challenging than the rest, and more complicated as well. Also learn how to do chain oil slider jumps. That's your key for success here. Especially in these small corridors. Not to mention because there's so many spikes around here. Okay, past the first segment. Good checkpoint placement. Now these tops will try pulling me into the spikes to the right. Well, at least the Galaxy Man teleporter allows me to repeat this segment, but yikes. I need to do a jump over here at the proper time, and there's probably a bed of spikes on the top. Didn't jump high enough because I was worried of embedding myself in the ceiling spikes there. That's what I meant of how the challenges are slowly getting more and more difficult. Version 5 was definitely not as challenging as this version. If I do one solid long jump, it isn't as bad. Okay, made it this time. I was worried of hitting the spikes there. Thank you for the checkpoint. Okay, this is a bit easier than before. And now we fight these two Tamas. That's different. So the Tamas are really weak against the Leaf Shield. Only taking 4 hits to destroy. Well, this is different. I'm really liking how each of the Water Tower levels is progressively getting more and more detailed and complex. I mean, now we have a fully fledged non-watery portion. Of course, I can't climb up there because there's an invisible block off screen. At the very least, I have access to the Skull Barrier as well as a native to make that challenge a bit easier. Well, this is funny, they all get destroyed by running into each of the oil globs. This segment kinda reminds me of the Spring Tower level that MAGMAX also made. Maybe before this or after this, I'm not sure. Oh goody, this enemy type. I really don't want to slide in that crevice. I'm half expecting there to be an instant death spike. And another water segment. Just gonna do a quick reset over here. Alright, time to fight Stone Man. Nope. Nope. I'm hoping for a weakness somewhere, but of course, it's probably non-existent. And now he's gonna try utilizing that. Well, using Oil Slider like that is actually surprisingly effective because of how he jumps, so I'll use this instead. Whereas for most of the other bosses, it isn't the best option. Wait a minute, can I try something like sliding right into him? If I can actually time it right. How much damage did it do, actually? Okay, it does more damage, so I probably should be using that instead. Of course, the problem is timing it right so I don't accidentally hurt myself. Stone Man's conic damage is pretty high, after all. Yeah, I'm not risking it. I'm just killing him the traditional way. So that was the end of Water Tower version 6. More difficult than any of the other versions of Water Tower, but the most complex and fully fledged. So overall, out of the 12 levels that I played in this part, my favorite level would definitely be Concernfroge by Shallot Muscles, with my honorable mentions being The Great Chase Part 4 by Buster, and Ordinary Level by Brickman, and Inferno Fortress by StupidStudiosN. So in the next part, I will be celebrating my 100th episode milestone of this entire LP series. Because of this, it'll be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I will have a few important announcements as to the future plans of this entire LP series. That's why this part was twice as long, because between this and the next part, there'll be a mini hiatus for the series. So following the publication of this part, for about 3 or 4 days, or at least half a week, there will not be any new episodes for Mega Man Maker, in order to prepare for the announcements. Well then, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Toodles!